I did it. I did it. Hey everybody. Sorry if I can't see the chat. I'm trying to. All messages are visible. Should be good. Just an impromptu live session here. Decided to just start messing with some stuff. I went to Target and they had like a billion of these like He-Man characters. Mostly the Masterverse. I think all of them are on sale though for a crazy price. I got a Battle Armor He-Man here for $6, something crazy cheap. But anyway, I've already started customizing some of these. I needed to do something for me for a minute. So I took Battle Armor He-Man and I can't remember what the other guys. Anyway, they had this boot, and so I swapped the boots out. And now this guy's got 2 boot things. I'm just gonna make some guys. We're just gonna make some weird stuff here. I also got a couple other things there. Here's the Battle Armor head, or not Battle Armor. Sorry, I can't remember what this one was called now. Barbarian He-Man, maybe. I got Hero. Hero was also another one that was in that group. I got $6 Tila. So I got this old style Tila, and the thing is, I kind of like both Tilas, but I'm planning on doing 2 things. One of which is right here. So this is the He-Force. I've already started a version of He-Force for my Origins line. But then I realized that I have almost enough to make it on Masterverse. So I'm just going to do it. I'm doing it live here. There's some more He-Force guys. So this is the main one. That's the King He-Man, I believe is what they call him. I have not read that comic, but I am assuming good things happen. Should probably get that comic, honestly. But a lot of the characters do transfer over. They did have a sorceress, but for some reason she rang up at $20 and they refused to mark it down, which was annoying. Same with the 40th anniversary He-Man. That one was also not discounted. So I don't know what their sale was. It said assortment, and then half the stuff didn't ring up. But I did get a bunch. So here is what I have going so far for King He-Man. I hate this head. This head is terrible, but it is a stand-in for now until I get a better one. Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to make that King He-Man into this. I think this will work. They had a Sunman, of course, we can't tell. This isn't even part of the original design, but I just thought having this as King He-Man would be freaking sweet. So I'm just doing it because I'm done. I'm done trying to placate other people to try to get more viewers and stuff. It's not working. There is a character that I need to figure out that had a staff like this. This was from Hero. We just got a bunch of junk here. I took apart a Jitsu, took a whole bunch of his stuff off. I think this is actually pretty great. Having these kind of armor. So I'm going to try to make something cool out of that too. Bent sword and the face there. So let me know if you got any ideas. Of course, no one ever views these lives, but I don't do them. Well, I tried to do them every Friday, but then stuff started happening. Here's the start of He Soul. So I used the Sunman head. I'm gonna build a fro using probably just some milliput. This is the legs that I swapped out from this figure because I wanted just the basic. I do have to figure out if I can pop this open because I would rather have a different crotch on here. And for whatever reason, they make it impossible to get the crotches off of these easily. They are locked in there. So I may be able to just swing and make a what do you call them? have a clamp champ that I might just be able to swap all the parts out for, and that would be beautiful because then I wouldn't have to do half of this stuff. We're gonna have to see on that one because it's a mess. I'll just put it that way. I got some stuff I gotta figure out there. I may just leave it as this, because on this picture, the Dark Horse version, he does have the fur crotch, and this is more of a cloth crotch here. Yeah. I mean, I could probably make all these characters. I was really hoping to get that 40th anniversary He-Man for this guy, because that's gonna be cool. The weird part is He-Wo down here, the little kid He-Man version, who's kind of more of like a cartoony. That's what this is, cartoony version. I already kind of started that, so, and he's gonna fit in. I mean, he doesn't fit in really with any of them, so he's just gonna. I'm gonna make one, and I'll just throw in between the two versions, as that is. I'm trying to do my customs more on here, but the problem, so there's a problem with doing it, any sort of customs on YouTube in particular, is that the camera is always in my way, or I'm dropping stuff left and right. So we're just gonna deal with it. Here's my Danhausen that I gotta find a permanent spot for as well. So today, let's take a look here. We've got, I'm just kind of putting some stuff together. Nothing here is permanent. Hello and goodbye to whoever showed up in my stream and then randomly left. Please like, subscribe, comment if you're just dropping in for 2 seconds. That'd be super. This one, I don't know if they're gonna do a Wondar from that, but this bottom half really screams Wondar to me, and I don't know if I can pop this apart and swap the torsos. We'll have to see on that one. I might try to do some. And as I dropped everything, here's Battle. I don't know what this is. It's mostly the same character, but I just swapped the feet so that he had 2 knives now. Hi there, Kayla. Randomly woke up. What time is it there? I don't know. I woke up at 6 o'clock. I woke up at 6 o'clock, and yeah, I'm just screwing around today, showing off some fun. So if I can find my milliput, I'm gonna do the fro probably today on this. I'm going to just dip this in some RIT dye and then go from there. I would really like to swap this part out. The problem is that this this piece here is very much locked on there, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to even do that. You can see it's fused, so I might have to cut this whole thing just like a Marvel Legends just to swap that one part out, which is a pain in the butt, let me tell you. Then what I might do is just swap this whole thing. I don't know, because I kind of like these fluffy legs better than these ones. Decisions. But I definitely want to. I think I'm definitely going to swap that out for him there, and then I'll just paint this different. So let's pop this. Start popping stuff off of this guy, because we don't want to have to do anything crazy with He-Soul here. All right. And I don't think I'm going to have to pop this off. Looks like that's just in there. We're going to actually be taking some stuff apart here. So, get this out of here. try and figure this out. I have yet to take any of these apart because I haven't dealt with the Masterverse too much. But if it's anything like... Oh, look at that. So this is a thicker... I purposely bought these because these ones were thicker than most... what do you call them? Regular X-Acto blades. And it's kind of paid off in this aspect. Because what usually happens is you go to cut one of these and the X-Acto blade breaks. Look at that. So let's see what we got inside of here. And just as I thought, this part is very specific to a mushroom peg. So no matter how much heat you would have put on that, it was not coming off. You could swap this out, which is what I'm hoping I could do with another He-Man figure as is. So that's actually pretty cool because I was not expecting that to be quite as simple. I thought it was going to be a much harder event. So that means I can keep most of this together. Now, here comes the fun part. So He-Soul has these kind of bracers. Sunman does not. Sunman, of course, has these. So I have not purchased... I should have. I saw one for $10. I should have just purchased another King Grayskull and went for that. But the figure that I want this to turn into does not need this piece. It's a secret project that I'm working on. So I'm going to pop this off regardless. I don't know what I'm going to do with the hands. Because I thought maybe... I don't know. I don't think this works for He-Soul. So we're not going to use that, of course. But it will work for the other character. And I don't really have to do much painting. I do have to look that up and make sure that that one is correct. But this part, this crotch piece, is super weird and like specific to this. So I'm going to have to do a bunch of swapping to figure that out. Might have to bring my, what do you call it out? My, I don't know. My brain shot. I'm done. Let's see. Do I have a He-Man guy around that has that kind of a crotch? That crotchal region. I got tons of figures around. Not a lot of He-Man. Weird. All right. What do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? That's Danhausen again. Looking in all my bins for junk. Seeing who I can find in here. Also, so one of the other things I wanted to do is make a card here, and I think I'm just going to use a Marvel Legends because I remember him being way shorter than everybody else, and this is like a average height dude. So that's another one that I got to look at. Sorad and all these. I don't think we're going to get this far. Blade might be one of the few that we actually do get to finish that crew. Silly Blade. But King He-Man's pretty much set where he's going to be for the time being until I can get some better bracers, and B, the other one of these off my other He-Man that I got. But King He-Man's going to go back this way, so he's out of the mix and not a problem. We're going to put I love this. This is great. This Tila shield is going to be great for one of the other ladies that I was going to do this for. Really don't like that head, though. That head looks kind of gross. Smash that like button. I just like it when people say that. It's funny. So let's put some of this stuff in here. We got a Sunman shield. I love this shield. This shield is great. I forgot this came with that specific Tila, so I'm real glad that I picked up an extra one of those. I'm not gonna need this crotch for anything. Not gonna need any of these for anything. I probably should have picked a bigger bag, but whatever. If they don't give us a Randor, this is getting saved for Randor, or possibly one of the Masters of the WWE figures that I plan on doing. Because like if I have a what's his name, Jerry the King Lawler, I was gonna do a King Randor version of him, as one does. All right, now, since this is what I plan to do anyway, I'm just going to swap this out now just so that I can see what it looks like. That way I'll also be able to maybe pop this arm off and see if I could swap it to somebody else. This arm, I would just like to get this hand off because I figure I could use this part for Karg if need be. We'll see. So first thing I think I'm going to do is just pop this armor that I just put on him off. It's part of the reason why I was trying to see if I could get Karg to work with this is because this kind of fits the armor that he's got. I mean, these are so cheap, I could probably just buy more instead of trying to find the ones that I have. I know I have at least one extra He-Man guy. Also, being able to pop these like this is amazing. Definitely look into getting these thicker X-Acto blades. It'll save you a lot of trouble and probably your fingers too. I've also learned to always cut away from myself because I am the guy who will cut himself on this. There. All right. So this crotchal region's good. It's the same type. This one is still the 2-part. So they actually did this pretty well. They could almost have made these Masterverse figures like the other ones. And they honestly probably should have. So I don't think there's any white ones currently available. I'll have to look. But we're going to pop that on there. No. Do I want He Soul to have this kind, or do I want him to have this kind? That is the whole thing. That is where my problem is. Do I actually want to swap this out? Or do I want to just leave this as is? Because this is pretty nice. I do like this. This looks a little more like a wintry version, where this is just the standard boot. He does have the standard boots there. So, decisions. Regardless, I got to swap the chest out. So, we're just going to do that. And then I got to go grab some RIT dye. Luckily, that snaps together pretty good without having to... I'm going to glue it, of course. But now, why is this super loose? This is not good. So let's figure out what the problem is there. Oh, it's because it has to glue up top, too. And once you do that, it's a lot tighter. So we will have to do some gluing at some point to lock this in. I'll have to probably clamp it, because that's way too loose. So let's see what we actually got in here. Tilter. You know what? This is probably just held together with 2 little things too. So let's just give them a clip. See what's on the inside of here. Since I've never touched one of these ones before, it'd kind of be nice to just know what I'm working with. Should have called this one Let's Dissect Some Masterverse Figures or something, because that's pretty much all I'm doing. This is slightly different because this chest is from, what do you call it? The specific battle armor He-Man. The normal ones are probably, I would assume, pretty close to being the same. Try to squeeze these apart. I need to get a pair. I have a pair at work, and I probably should just order one. But I need to get a pair that actually does this. There we go. I got a pair of these at work that when you squeeze it, it actually comes apart. So it looks like we've got pretty basic stuff going on in here. And over. Oh, look. So that explains why this arm was loose, is because it's got like a weird little nugget in here that's supposed to be slowing it down, but I never would have expected that. It's literally the entire purpose of this is to provide friction, and for whatever reason, this one was busted. And I think that was busted long before I even opened it, because this one was giving me some issues right out the box. So let's try to slide this piece out. Does not feel like it's glued. Got multiple pieces here, though. Kind of glad I'm doing this on camera, because putting this back together is not going to be easy. So it looks like this piece is also separate. That piece there. And I don't plan on doing this to a lot of these figures, so but enough of them I want to swap parts on. So I don't know why they had to make that mushroom pack and couldn't have just made that like a normal swappable bottom piece like the Origins figures are. I think part of it is just that they weren't expecting this line to do this well, which is actually kind of sad. So I got to figure out a way to pop that back in there. They also should have just made this a ball joint. Like, then we could have popped it right out. This one's nice. But that one, and what's weird is that I was cutting this side. So this side I didn't even touch, and it was already busted like that, which is kind of annoying, I'm going to be honest. Well, and that explains why I couldn't break that. There's literally a glue spot right there. Right where that thing's poking. Also, get a pair of these. These are amazing. So, like, even if I'd have gotten this and that, because this pretty much is separated pretty easily. I'm going to invest in some more pry tools, I guess, for this. I'd done some older Masters Universe figures a while back, and they're kind of a pain. There, popped that one. But these ones seem worse somehow. Yeah, we're starting to get to that tensile strength of the unit itself, and I don't want to pop too much because you do want something to hold it together when it's done. But man, this is... All right, that's a part. Well, went right through that like a knife through butter. This side is open, so that's cool. I got to repair this anyway, so it's not like I wouldn't have been doing this. All right, and there we go. We got ourselves a opened up He-Man. So this is the piece right here that kind of glues onto that. And for whatever reason, this one was just malformed. So that stinks, because I had nothing to do with that. That was before I even touched this. So we're going to squeeze this back on. There. Here's our back piece. Get a little dent there, but luckily this is getting repainted completely. And then here's our head joint unit there. And here's our waist. So then this part is supposed to go inside here, but mine was so messed up that it actually broke that piece before I even got it in there. That's unfortunate. So let's see if I can just twist this around till it kind of molds in there. Because I had one of these, and this must have been it, that I couldn't even move his shoulders because of how bad that was fitting in there. And that explains why. He-Man. Okay. So we're going to heat this guy up. Heat it up. Heat it up. That is toasty warm. So I'm hoping that just, by getting that hot, it'll just sit in here nicely. It feels like it is. So that's cool. This piece is like barely in here. So let's shave a little bit of this off. As I've stated in previous videos, I'm trying to do my own toy line, and in doing this kind of stuff, I am learning a lot about the misaligned toy expectations. I kind of want my first batch of these to be perfect, so I might just be doing all of this in-house, which is slightly psychotic, but honestly, I can't deal with some of the problems that I see, like the Whoosh and those guys are dealing with right now, where something doesn't showing up in the right time, and suddenly it's a big problem for them. So, yeah. So we're going to pop that right there. And then I think this goes on here. So that makes some sense. I feel like this is missing here. So this pops in there and falls on the ground. All right. So we're going to pop that in here. And then that goes right there. There's no other pieces that I'm missing, right? This piece got bent, but I'm pretty sure it goes in here. So this feels like it should be more solid than it is. And I get that this is going to push against it, but that doesn't feel like anything I do is going to make that better. So let's line up that hole. And I guess it does. Yeah, just has to be clamped. So I'm going to have to get some glue and a clamp, and we will clamp this sucker in. If I can find a clamp, I have like 50 of them. There it is. I knew I had a clamp around them. Yeah, clamp, see? So then this will be the He Soul's body, bottom part. If I had more of these available, I don't have quite as many He-Man bodies as I do or Masterverse bodies anyway, as I do a lot of the other toy lines that I do collect. This is why I was like, oh sweet, there's some on sale, I can mess with these. So for $6, it's worth farting around with. Oh, my ankle just popped. That was beautiful. It was amazing. There we go. Like, I gotta have some super glue somewhere. So we'll glue this guy to. Ooh, shoot! Dropping everything. Let's get this. So this is definitely good because this is nice and tight now. So we can actually pop that off. Dab us some glue right here. A little bit on the edge. I do want to thank Make Shape Create for this. This is a large portion of this is I will say inspired by his customs. I do things a lot differently. I know he uses like craft foam and stuff. I don't do that at all. This stuff's got to be plastic or metal or something a little harder than craft foam. It just isn't my style. So here's the fun part. Where do I have some foam? Because I did not want to crush this. And I know here's the fun. Here we go. This will work. So, trick is get something fabric or foam, and then that'll be used. But I got some of this Velcro tape that is pretty good. It should provide enough protection that it won't break once I go to clamp this down, because I want this to be as tight as possible. All right, guess that's not going to work. Let's try wrapping it around. This stuff's great at Harbor Freight, I think is where I get most of mine. $7 for like a whole roll. No fuss at all on that. Because even if you're just using it for temporary purposes, it's $7. It's not the end of the world like some of this other stuff. So I wrapped it in that. Let's see if that works, because as soon as I squeezed the other side, it was messed up. Put the thicker side towards the front, because the back doesn't really matter that much. And then these are probably also from Harbor Freight. There we go. So that's nice and tight. We'll wait and let that solidify there. So this is how this works. That's pretty interesting. So it's got like a swivelly neck joint here. And I can pretty much assume that all of those are going to be like that. Let's pop this thing in here. The other arm go. There it is. So if you did have a another like King Grayskull or something, you could totally swap that out with this, no problem. Swap the arms out. So, which is better than actually, I think, the other ones. There. So now I just gotta wait for that to harden up, and then I can put this on and clamp this as well. And then I'm just putting this kind of together just so I don't lose the parts for the moment. Oh, there. So we're gonna put that over here. And then we got this Jitsu looking dude. I'm gonna see if I can get his hand off. If not, I'm just gonna cut this, because I think the Karg, where did I put that picture? I think that, you can't, He has regular hands here. Oh no, this hand is the one that's got the claw. So that's a little annoying. I was hoping it would be this one because then I could just swap it. This also could be a reversed image, so I should probably check that because that's entirely possible. No, I think his face is correct on here. So that means I gotta swap the arms here for this guy, which isn't terrible. Actually, I think that He-Man has an arm piece that might work pretty well with that as is. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. So we're gonna pull this guy off. I just want to take it apart because why not? I have a Fisto one too, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to just have like these as in like a future He-Man spot where he's just got arms of previous masters sitting around. One big thing is that this is like annoyingly tight here. So I don't know what. Yeah, and it's like that heater that I did was starting to melt that. I don't have a boiler. Just something I honestly should probably look into. So I just can't use the top heat to do this, which is slightly annoying. Got it. So it was just glued in there. So you don't even need to do heat. It could probably just pull out. Just an FYI. It also looks like this at some point could have twisted, but didn't. So I don't know what they were doing. I don't know why they do that. And interesting. Yeah. So I got his hand off. His gauntlet is there. So that's gonna go with that Fisto gauntlet I got and just be up on a shelf in some armory. All right. So we figured this out. I could probably just swap this. Luckily, their arms are not too special per unit. Let's try to get Sunman's apart. I'm not going to worry about Karg. He's a future project. He's a future project. Future me's got to worry about that one. This guy's the one that I want to get apart. And hopefully... So I don't know what happened, if Target just decided that they were just going to start clearancing these out to get rid of them, or if they just found like a bin of them somewhere in their warehouse, because it went from I saw one of these guys on the shelf to like 8 billion of them. So I think they need to work on their warehousing first and foremost, because this also happened with Walmart. Walmart just randomly decided, oh, hey, we're going to put a bunch of stuff that you've never seen in stores on clearance on our website. It's like, I would like to have purchased that in a store. That would have been cool. So, and I get it. These are meant for kids. Cool. Well, kids don't, like, I don't care what kid it is. I see kids all the time in Walmarts and Targets that are looking at toys and want to purchase them. So that argument just flew out the window. Because how is a kid supposed to, oh, I want this thing that I found online. I'm sure they do that. But if you're trying to get people to buy stuff, like, I've never seen a kid run down an aisle and look for some Baby Shark thing. That's always an adult is purchasing that. Believe it or not, adults purchase things for children. So here we go. We got that off. Very happy to see that that came off pretty easily. Now, what am I going to put in its place? That's the question of the millennia here. Am I going to put anything in its place? I have to put something in its place because the geniuses did this. So where's that other crotch piece? Because that's just what I'm going to end up using. Oh, where did you go? I don't need Tila. Crotch piece, so where did you go? So this is this one. What the hell did I do with that? Oh, it's inside here. Derp. So what I'll probably end up doing is just using this this crotch piece for a placeholder, because the character that I'm actually trying to make this doesn't really use one of these. This is the, so I might just cut this part out. Just keep it there for S's and G's. Let's see. I'm very happy. These, so far, these are easier to take apart than Marvel Legends. So that's a bonus. And they don't seem to scratch as much as the Marvel Legends do. Yay! Minor miracles. So, it's a little weird. The indent for this is a different size, but it's not the end of the world. That actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see what this, yeah, so it's still going to have a space there, which is a bummer. There. So I will have to take a look at this, because I don't think I need that piece actually at all. If this, okay, if this goes in here, then I could just cut that round part out, or the to make that guy. Oh, secret character designs. Some of these I'm just doing in like, oh, whatever, I'm doing the whole character. I like to do some secret ones, because what ends up happening is I'll have this idea for something, and then I'll post it, and then someone else who has way more time than I do just jumps in and does it in like 2 seconds, and then I'm like, oh, cool. It's okay. But I'd still have to take this apart, because this feels a little too wobbly. But it's fine. It's fine. Legs are good. All right. So this is doable. If I have to, I will put this back on and then just cut around it, because this character just has underpants there instead of that. Let's see how our clamp is doing. Normally I use something called super glue accelerator, but I don't have any more of that. So, and not only that, I don't know how it's going to react to this specific plastic. So you don't want to go too whole hog down it and destroy the plastic that you don't want to have to do again. I made a mistake with a previous figure, and now I got to deal with that, where his nose got smashed because I heated it up too much. So it's like I'm kind of trying to play this one cool and not have that problem happen again. So this goes up here into this spot. All right. And this seems to have worked perfect, by the way. Just heating that up and putting it back in there. Cool. And then we'll just dab some more super glue in there. And then just gotta wait for the right time to do the old RIT dye. Get some of that in here. And it should, capital should, be it for this custom. Because then I just got to paint the outsides and we're good to go. Real excited to be able to kind of A to Z something in a real quick succession like this. Because I don't usually get that time to do it, but I'm off because of the holidays. So I'm going to go for it. Go for it. Connect 4. So I can't wrap it around that way, but will it wrap this way? Barely. Where's those other extra pieces that I dropped? They're there. Put you in the front. So that's good there. And hopefully this clamp holds pretty well. Front looks good. Back looks good. There. Nice and clamped in there. And then we're good on that. Really, really like this samurai armor. Gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe I'll make a samurai armor He-Man. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, that might look pretty cool on him. Just keep giving him armor and weapons until he's just like freaking covered in armor. You know what? We're doing that right now. We're doing it live. The one bummer about this is I really like these shoulder pads on this version. Let's pull it up. Really like the shoulder pads on this version, but you cannot use it in tandem with anything else because they have to go through that. And I haven't checked a basic He-Man to see. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll have to recolor it, of course, but this guy's just turning into like every possible thing. One thing I don't like is that when I swap the legs, these are slightly different sizes. I don't know if they did this to prevent you from accidentally putting a left and a right, but it doesn't really matter. But he's got his two knives down there. We got this sword now. Can go in here. This is Jitsu's sword. This He-Man's starting to get real weird, and I like it. I'll lock it a lot. All right. We're just going to put this on here for now. This guy's just turning into a mix of junk. Mix of junk? What color's this crotch? This crotch is green. Maybe I'll swap that out for that too. I don't know. Real big thing is that I don't want to have to color that guy at all. I want it to just kind of go together. So, but while I'm doing the sculpting of his head, I'm going to go through and look through a couple other things while I'm at it. Got to sculpt that head. This goes over here with him. He's got a different sword. Every one of them has a different power sword, but it looks like Tila something or other. She just has a regular sword and axe, so we might be leaving that there. But then we got to find a Thunder Punch He-Man, or yeah, I think that's Thunder Punch He-Man's sword and whatnot for her. So we will take a break from that. And probably the last thing I'm going to do today, this is how I work with customs, by the way. So if you don't like a random sporadic custom run, I'm not the guy for you. I work very, very sporadically. So today we're going to finish this off with one of the 1980 Force members. This is, of course, Child Kick, which is a lovely name. From Word Burglar, who's I'll say a nerdcore rapper. That's probably the best explanation of what we've got going here. But Word Burglar's pretty awesome. Check him out. But he has a thing called the 1980 Force, and it's kind of like a parody of G.I. Joe. What did I... stupid Ignoc. So I got this Queel for super cheap a while back, and I actually have 2 of these Queels, so I'm not too worried about doing this. But there, pop Queel's head off, take off this thing, which I can probably use on another figure at some point. My idea was to pop this on, but as I said with a previous thing, I messed it up. Messed up this nose because this was going to go for a different character. But now it kind of fits Child Kick perfectly. But this piece is way too big for that. But the character is going to look pretty much perfect. And I just got to swap out these hands. So we're going to try to get these hands off of here because they're not right. I could go through and take these off. I don't know if I'm going to bother. I don't know if I really care. Because it's like a goofy, like, little side project of mine. So I might just leave this on. But this is kind of perfect for this tinier G.I. Joe character. G.I. Joe rip-off character. I do have to figure out what's going on with the bottom half here. I believe this is just brown. So I'm just going to have to paint this part green, and it's pretty much done. As I said, I could cut these off, but I don't really care to do that. I'm going to probably paint the waist white. And then I got to find the hands for that figure there. Luckily, I do have some smaller hands there. In my weird X-Men random bin, because not finding anything too good in here, so I don't have an extra set. But I can find the body for this figure and just use its hands. I kind of wanted a smaller head, and I might have to go buy another Bobby. Because I have this one. And this one might work as well. But I really like the hair on this because the hair fits perfectly that. But the hair also would work for my Dolph Lundgren here. Because I was going to put this hair on him to make him more like that specific He-Man. So I got some choices I got to make. I do also have a completely separate mullet that is somewhere bouncing around here. Here it is. So I could make Child Kick a hillbilly kid with this hair instead. I don't know. So many options. Anyway, this is going to go for a pig head, pig boy custom. So luckily I have 2 of these, and I can just gut this, make that pig boy eventually. Worst character ever, by the way. Pig Boy, what the heck? Who thought that was a good idea? But anyway, I bought this Bobby here because I wanted to do a couple other weird customs. You can take this helmet off, which I thought was cool. I got one right here. It's already taken off because that's how I made this. This was from this same Bobby, but it was using the armor from one of those big-headed, lonely, loyal subjects figures. It worked perfectly. So maybe we put child kicks. I mean, is that head the right size? I feel like the head's a little small. Because this Bobby figure is real tiny. I don't know. Because then how am I going to get this to fit on here? Got any other little kid heads that you think might fit on here? That's a terrible phrase. Wow. If you got any idea of any other kid heads that can fit on that, let me know, because this guy's going to get packed up. I'm real glad that I pulled the... I could easily pull that off, but Child Kick, which is a terrible name as well, is going to go into this baggie, and we are not going to have to worry about it for a minute. Because that whole section is kind of just like, I don't know. I haven't quite figured out how much I want to do with that. But I think this is going to be used for another thing real soon. That's it. Thanks for whoever sees this afterwards. Thanks, Kayla, for stopping in. I got a bazillion customs that are planned. I just need time to do them. So if you care to, I have a Patreon. It's only $1. You can give me whatever you want on top of that. Currently not doing any rewards or anything like that. Actually, I do have a reward. If currently the one patron that I have up there doesn't care, but I'm going to be putting some stands that I've 3D designed on there for 3D print purposes. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Alpha Magnus out. These are toys.